All right, Miles, of course, we got the Chicago Bears trading back, obviously, earlier in the offseason from number 1. They traded back again from number 9. And with the 10th overall pick in this draft, they select none other than Darnell Wright, offensive lineman from the University of Tennessee. This guy is most likely to play tackle, could move into guard. I think it's a very interesting and probably very high upside pick for Chicago Bears. I want your thoughts on this, Miles. But before I get into that, Bears fans, give me your rapid reactions, your first thought to the Chicago Bears selection here, getting an offensive lineman, much needed offensive lineman. Miles, before I kick it over to you, here's my thoughts. We have the Bears. They obviously need to add weapons and talent around Justin Fields. That was a whole theme this offseason. They trade back from number 1. They get DJ Moore. Check. They trade back from number 9 to get number 10, pick up a few more capital, but few more draft capital. But what they really needed is to get an offensive lineman to pair with this rest of this group to support Justin Fields. And they absolutely got it in a guy in Darnell Wright. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people were looking at Skronsky from Northwestern, more of a prototypical pass blocking left tackle kind of guy. People need to understand Justin Fields is an elite level talent, but he's far from prototypical the way he plays the game. He's going to scramble. He's going to do zone reads, design quarterback runs. You need a guy who's much more of a run blocking tackle, a guy who can handle those play actions, those zone blockings, those RPOs kind of opportunities, as well as pass blocking. You got a guy at right who did a bunch of that at Tennessee. Tennessee was a very downfield, explosive pass game. They also ran the ball very effectively last season. I think it's a really smart move by the Bears, making sure they didn't just get a pass protecting old school kind of left tackle, but a really versatile tackle who can run block just as well as he can pass block. Miles, give me your thoughts on the selection by the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, Nick, the Bears hit it out of the park on this one because this guy has a few special skill sets that I think are going to be really good for them. One, he came out of high school extremely high, like a top 10 recruit in that 2019 class. And his first couple years, he had a slow start, but that's because he was playing right tackle. Once he flipped over to left tackle, he became one of the best offensive linemen on this Tennessee team. He gave up 0 sacks last season, and he had a pressure rate of 1.7%. So that is pretty locked down. And here's a couple of other tips for you here, Nick. He locked down probably one of the most talented pass rushers in this draft. When they played Alabama, Will Anderson Jr. could not get past this guy. He used his hands. He kept Will Anderson off the ball. He really showed his true colors during that game. But outside of that, Nick, this guy is very strong, he's very powerful, and he is very experienced. He's played over 2,746 career snaps at both left and right tackle. So this is a guy that potentially, in a pinch, if you need him to, could swing from side to side if he had to early on. But he truly is really, really good at left tackle. So I think that should be somewhere the Bears are looking. I know they have Braxton Jones from last year's draft as well. But I think this is a guy you maybe consider competing for that left tackle position. Other than that, though, Nick, I just think this is a really smart pick by the Bears. They see the opportunity to trade back to 10, get a little bit of extra draft capital, and still have their pick of the litter as far as offensive linemen go. They had tons of options. As we said, Skoronska's on the board. Wright was on the board. And I trust Ryan Poles, former offensive lineman, to pick the offensive lineman that he thinks best suits this team.